Hello everyone, watch this review here with a look at the Legends class Starscream from the Transformers Reveal the Shield line. Starscream was one of the two figures I was most excited for when the wave was announced, or line was announced, well, at least for the Legends. The other one being Megatron, of course, and out of the two, Megatron is definitely the superior one, but at the same time, this is a pretty nice Starscream. Now, unfortunately, the wave never really hit my normal retailers, but did manage to pick up the Megatron at TJ Maxx. I was not so lucky with this. I had to go onto eBay for it, but picked it up relatively cheap, so it's all good. Now, out of pack, the first thing you'll probably notice is that this is a remarkably really slim figure, which, I don't know, kind of bugs me a bit, because I just imagine that he'd have a bit more mass. Here's a quick comparison to the Megatron of the same wave, which, has the kind of bulk that I do sort of like in my Transformers. The other kind of issue is just the fact that you've got all these crazy exposed metal joints here. Count them, 6 of them. It's crazy. Now, while that's not really a hindrance in the robot mode, you'll probably have him facing you. When he goes into his vehicle mode, they're just really apparent, which is annoying. The other sort of thing, in terms of sculpt, I guess just to accommodate the transformation, he's got a little tiny head here. So he really doesn't get the same level of detail that you see on Megatron's here. And I really wish that you had, just a somewhat stronger expression, because it's just a really little slim line carved in there as opposed to a real smile or whatever. But hey, still pretty neat looking. Now, unfortunately, I do not own a real Starscream to compare it to, but I do have the Generations Thundercracker just to give a kind of cool look at how the Seekers compare. Now, the neat feature is this part, which is technically part of the transformation sequence and goes along the back, actually does kind of work as a proxy for the missing arm cannons. So, in just so many different ways, it does kind of excel a bit. But yeah, definitely a really nice looking Legends figure. Not terribly fond of the transformation sequence, but it's a pretty easy one. To transform him, first you slide back his sort of head neck section, then I want to show off the articulation first. See, this is what it's like when I don't have editing. Articulation-wise, he's kind of weak in places, which does bug me. Again, can't help but compare him to the Megatron, which had a lot nicer articulation. Particularly, he just has a side motion stuff on the legs here. They don't kick forward at all, and that sort of ties into his transformation, but we have a regular ball joint here at the knee. Ball joint at the shoulder, but it's kind of impeded because you have the wings here, which are fused to the body. Can't do anything with them. So he can't swing his arms out like this, but, the arm could go all the way up, all the way down, move out like this and everything. And, of course, if you imagine that this is like his cannons or whatever, I'm not sure why you'd be imagining that. But, I mean, that also kind of swings out, so I don't think he would ever really display the Legend stuff all that much. I don't know. I usually imagine that people probably save the larger figures for their display pieces. And of course, the head also moves if you just move the nozzle here. Now, to transform him, as I started before, you simply just pull this section back, twist the nose so the head's facing down, then this portion just gets shoved down here. Yes, his head's now up his ass. It's a real tasteful design choice, but the arms sort of swing in. swing in. Just have to line them up because they're going to be fitting here. And as soon as you do that, it pops up. Both of these are going to be going into these little pegs, so just adjust the nozzle till it, and then the legs swing around after you pull out this section. With this peg going into here, you can just move the knee joint a little bit if you can't get the wing portion around, or you call it like a fin or something, I don't know. And voila, we have him in his kick-ass jet mode. It would be pretty nice looking jet mode, if not for, again, these metal pieces, which probably are showing up really clearly given the amount of light here. The other somewhat annoying thing is just the fact that you have some exposed robot bits here, and pretty heavily exposed. Although the other sort of neat feature to that is just the fact that his knees here kind of resemble the portions that are here. Of course, it's kind of going the opposite direction. Sort of a shame that you can't turn his knees the other way around and have them go further up. It's going to be a bit closer, but when you're looking at him like this, you know, kind of funky, and then, yeah, this is supposed to be a disguise. His head is visible. So I mean, I really don't think that he ever mastered the whole robot in disguise portion, but, you know, of course his little rub sign, because this is the reveal the shields line, is right here on the wing. And I guess I probably have really cold hands or something, because the symbol was showing up a lot more clearly before I even started messing around with it, but he's in fact a Decepticon. But you probably already knew that. Now to get him back into his robot mode, just move this section forward a bit to pop the peg out. Again, rotate the knees if need be. Flips out like this. Pop in. Same for the other one. Of course it helps if you get some leverage. Just push this section while pushing this one. Now this part, you just apply a little pressure, thumb down here, pops forward, swing both forward, pops down like that, pull his head out from his ass, turn it around, or if you want to have him have a nozzle face, you do have that option. And voila! We have the transformed Starscream. Now, although, you know, it's obviously not 100% what I was looking for, or, you know, what I was hoping for, or whatever, or expecting, I don't know. It's still a pretty nice figure. I mean, definitely not as cool as the Megatron, because the Megatron is a really fun transformation sequence. It does a bit more. But, at the same time, just really solid, and, you know, it's definitely a really neat figure that I'm happy I finally managed to pick up, and relatively cheap at that. I think it was like $7 shipped off eBay. But I mean, imagine a lot of these guys probably ended up in overstock, and some eBay sellers were buying them at their local like TJ's and Marshalls, and then tossing them up online. So, you know, circle of life. Oops, this haul. But yeah, this has been a look at the Legends class Starscream from the Reveal the Shield line. I do like it, not as much as I thought I would, but still a very cool figure. Until next time, folks. Oh yeah, I have to turn this off.